did you guys hear about the dude who posted corn of himself having OGTV relations in the Senate room and then said, and then got fired for it and then tried to say it was because of who he loves? Y'all heard about that story? Hold on. Tell me. Y'all heard about this one? This is by far, like, listen, I hate saying like the victim card, but if this ain't the victim card, this is like the most obvious example of like, let me play the victim card. You guys hear about this? My name is Ruslan. This channel exists to encourage, empower, and inspire you to live a life that blesses God. If you're not new here, you should subscribe. What are you doing? It's like 75% of the people that watch this channel are not subscribed.
Ruslan.
When I say one party is more evil than the other party, I mean goofy stuff like this.
Yeah, I don't even know how to set this up. Let's just put it this way. There was a Senate staffer who was engaged in some pretty crazy conduct on the screen. So my old colleagues, my old friend, Henry Roger reports this story. This is definitely not
of the highest order.
Not safe for work, though, for everybody who's watching. Senate staffer has been caught filming a graphic tape in a Senate hearing room, posing both in amateur the images that he
of the highest order.
Y'all ain't hear about
distributed
this?
on Instagram and amongst a group chat of fellow gay staffers on Capitol Hill, in addition to posting video of himself engaged in a gay...
Had your kids, had your wife.
Explicit.
This is the most evil man on Capitol Hill.
Sexual act while he was in the Senate hearing room. Now, this hearing room is the Senate...
Yo, they left this image way too long up here. Let
Judiciary
me play this
room,
out.
of which he actually worked for Senator Ben Cardin and had access to this room as a high-level staffer, largely because this is open previously to things like Sonia Sotomayor's hearing room, the James Comey testimony, and it's also one that he posted about on his private Instagram. So
this man posted this stuff in one of the rooms where like James Comey testified. This is wild. And he would post this stuff multiple times in multiple group chats and all kinds of bizarre, weird stuff that he was doing. And then completely played the victim card.
Anyway, this was, I was telling our editorial team, the number of people who have sent me of this gentleman, please stop, because my phone is now full of this man, and I don't want to see this man's ever again. I've seen so much of it now at this point. And largely it was people who worked with him on Capitol Hill, and they were like, "You got to put this out there." I'm like, "I'm sorry, enough has been done."
They were, could you imagine being Sagar and being a reporter and having to report on this, and people were sending you this stuff? At
this point, what I find personally humorous is this gentleman's defense of himself. Let's put this up there on the screen. His name is Aiden. I'm gonna go with Mace Krosepski. Anyway, here's what he says on LinkedIn, which is also amazing.
Wait, who posts stuff like this on LinkedIn? This dude was fired and was trying to figure out a way to pivot.
This has been a difficult time for me, as I have been attacked for who I love to pursue.
This has been a difficult time for me, as I've been attacked for who I love to pursue a political agenda? Wow.
To a political agenda, right? While some of my
Crystal, who's like the most leftist personality that I can tolerate, is like she's not even buying this nonsense.
Actions in the past have shown poor judgment. Some, I love my job, would never disrespect my workplace.
Would never disrespect my workplace?
Any attempts to characterize my actions otherwise are fabricated, and I will be exploring what legal options are available to me in these matters.
Ain't no legal options available to you, bud. You effed up. You messed up, bud. It's a wrap. It's over. I hope you never work in government ever again after this nonsense.
As for accusations regarding Congressman Max Miller, I have never seen the congressman had no opportunity to cause, yell, or confront.
I don't even know about that,
So there was a dual controversy.
Okay,
so the other part of the controversy was Max Miller has not confirmed that it was him. At this point, I have no idea. I mean, he rejects it. Nobody else seems to have any information to the contrary. Well, we certainly do have information is how this gentleman was conducting himself very openly. What I find astounding about this guy is that this was not a single incident. As I said, I've got.
Oh my God. How is this not a single incident? How is this not a single incident?
Plenty of examples right here that have been going on for months. And it was out in the open. I mean, posting on his Instagram and even sharing like with dozens of fellow Capitol Hill staffers.
But other things happening on the Capitol, or?
They had their own caucus, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I've got some photos here on
This
my phone.
was
of
not
this
the
guy.
first time.
I mean, listen, the funniest one, I'm just gonna say, there's no allegation behind this, is him in the Senate. I literally have it here. Is of him in his Senate, in the Senate shower, being like in the work shower, waiting for you, Lindsey Graham, which is
That's kind of
pretty
funny.
wild. There's a couple others that I have obtained, which show him like with members of Congress, like staring at his fingers, being like, I want to lick his luscious fingers.
This is a sickness of the highest order.
This is next level degeneracy and debauchery.
And the guy, I swear, this is all real. This is in the workplace. I don't personally care about anything he's doing in his personal life,
Yeah.
although there's some wild photos from that too. Just the ones that I'm willing to talk about here are on the Capitol, posting a lot of stuff. And actually, apparently was told, Crystal, behind the scenes, bro, you need to calm down after he was promoted in Senator Cardin's office, because his social media was like a widespread, like a known thing amongst a lot of his coworkers. NBC News
so
putting
wild.
this out here. Let's put this up there.
By the way, this is the best part of how this was reported. Watch this.
Also, their headline is so ridiculous. Put this up there. Senate staffer alleged by concern. Yeah, it's not alleged.
NBC, what are we doing? Senate staffer alleged by conservative outlets to have had sex in a hearing room is no longer employed. Alleged, bud.
Okay, we've got the video. To have had sex in the hearing room is no longer employed. So Senator Cardin's office just says this: Aiden is no longer employed by the U.S. Senate after the Daily Caller published it. Just ludicrous that they wouldn't be able to just confirm it. And last but not least here, Madison Cawthorn, who once alleged coke-fueled is happening on Capitol Hill, tweets this out, quote, "I told you." And look, he was right. He was certainly right. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, this is definitely gaslighting to the maximum effect, man. I was so taken aback by that story, but it just goes to show you, man, like the degree of debauchery and the degree of degeneracy in some of these spaces is so prevalent and so utterly rampant. And the gall to do this in Senate and then play the victim and say because it's who you love, that's a big want. We see according to the Bible that prayer is extremely important in terms of us being transformed from the inside out when we get aligned with God's will. For the Christians watching this channel, I want you guys to implement these spiritual disciplines in your day-to-day life. And the only way I've been able to do this consistently is through writing down my prayers in a prayer journal that does a few things. One, it allows me to reflect and come to God humbly and ask Him to move on my behalf. And two, it allows me to document my prayers, which ultimately help me remember the very things that I was praying for and see the hand of God tangibly in my life when He answers them. So I would urge you, consider writing down your prayers. It could be in a blank notebook. It could even be on your phone. Or you could check out the one I personally designed and used from my own quiet time and spiritual discipline that I think will be a huge blessing. It's the exact structure and system that I've used for years to pray and be more consistent in my spiritual disciplines. You can pick yours up today by clicking the link in the pinned comment below. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.